learning. So we will be understanding some basic aspects of Python today. So in this 30-minute session, we will be covering some basic aspects like the data types which are present in Python, and what are the functions, how can you create a function in Python, how can you write a if statement and a for loop in a Python programming. So to begin with, let me define the different data types present in Python. Though, so the first one is like integer, and we have other data types also like float, string, sets, we have tuples, we have list. So these are some of the data types which are in Python. Now you might be noting here that I am using a hash symbol. So hash symbol is used in Python for a single line comment. Now this session is open in Google Colab. This is a notebook for Python. So you can execute the scripts line by line. So it is a good tool for learning purpose for beginners. So as you can see, when I press Shift Enter, this cell is executed, but we don't see any output because this is a comment part. Now, let's begin with the first data type, which is integer. So in Python, you don't need to define the variable type. It will automatically consider the data type based on the values which you type. So let's say if I type 2 plus 2 here and I run this code, then it will show 4. Now, if I assign this value to some variable, let me run it. Now, it has assigned 2 plus 2, which is 4, to variable a. Now let's check the data type of A. The data type of A is int. Int means integer. Similarly, let me add 2.0 plus 2.0 and assign this to same variable. Now you might note here that I am not using any data type along with A. Like I am not specifying whether this is an integer data type or float data type, but still when I run this code and I check the type of this data, then it is float. So Python itself recognizes the data type and stores it automatically. Now we have covered like two data types, integer and float. Okay, now moving to the third data type, which is a string. So in Python, string is stored in a single apostrophe symbol, which is besides the enter key on your keyboard. So let me assign this to a variable. And if we see the type of this, then this is string. In Python, you can also store a string using double quotes. So let's say uh, you want to store a string which has a single apostrophe. Then if you use a single apostrophe using this method, then you will get some error. So in such cases, you can use this double quotes if you have a single apostrophe in your string. So now you can see this single apostrophe is also included in our string variable which we have created. This is that part. Now, if you want to print this string, just pass the print function on this string. Okay. So these are the basic data types which are present in other languages also. Now, let's say you want to print this string. Okay. So you have two methods to do that. Like either you can use the plus symbol, or let me define two variables here. Let's say the first variable is 12, which is a number, and the name is, let's say, Sam. Okay, so we have defined two variables here. This is of int data type, this is of string data type. Now, if you want to print this in a single line, you can use this statement. Like you can use this plus symbol if you want to concatenate a variable in your string. So I will be writing the roll number here. Okay, we are getting this error because the data type of num is 12 here. So in such cases, if you are using a number in a string, you can replace this string with a format of print. So print also has a function which is dot format. Okay, so if you want to use that format, you can replace the variable with an identifier. So let's say I want to replace this 1 with number 12. Then I will be using this placeholder here, and in the name also I will be using another placeholder here. Let's say, let me name it 2. Okay, now if you want to print this along with these values, you need to use a property of the print function, which is format. So now in this format, you can put 1 equals to num and 2 equals to name. What this will do is that when this command runs, it will assign the one placeholder with number, the roll number of the student, and 2 with the name of the student. Okay, sorry, you need to put this inside the string along with the string. Yeah, so here you can see wherever we have used the placeholder named 1, it has replaced it with 12, and where we have used placeholders 2, it has replaced replaced it with Sam. Now let's say you want to repeat this roll number, then you can again use the same placeholder. So you can see wherever we have used this placeholder named as 1, it has replaced it with num, and wherever we have used 2, it has replaced it with Sam. So using this method, you can print any string uh, along with the variables which are predefined in your current Python session. Now the fourth data type is list. So you can define the list in Python using these square brackets. So this is a list. Now let's say we create a list named nest, and let me assign a value to this uh, nest list. So in this list we have, let's say, 5 objects. Yeah, 5 objects. So we have like 1 2 3. The fourth object is, let's say, 4 comma 5, and in this one we have a string. Now, this is a complex case of string where we have this is a complex case of list where we have a list inside a list. I have taken this example so that we can better understand how to select specific list items from an existing list variable. So let's say you want to extract the string target from this list. Then what you can do is that first of all you need to in Python, all these lists start from index 0. So this is 0, 1, 2, and this is list is on the element number 3. So if you want to pick this third element of this list, you need to select 3. Now if I run this part, you can see the third element of the string is selected, which is 4, 5 target. Now in this list, if you want to go even further, you need to traverse to the third element, which is having index 2. So I need to type 2 here. So we can see in the third element, which has index 2, is also a list, and that list is selected when I combine these two selectors here. Now, if you want to access the string inside this list, then you simply need to type 0, because as we understood just now. In list, the element, the index starts from 0. So since I have used 0 here, the last element of this list is considered output. We run this command, right? Now if I enclose this in a print, then you can see this string is sent as output to the user. Okay, so this is an example of how we can traverse the list. Moving further, we have one more data type which I missed to include here. This data type is dictionary. Now moving further to the dictionary data type. So in dictionary data type, you have basically a pair of data. So the first data is a key, the second data is a value. So it is a combination of key value pair. So dictionary is always created using these curly braces. So let's say the first element of this dictionary is having key 1 and the value is A. Similarly, let's say we have another element in this dictionary with index key 2. Now when I run this command, this dictionary variable is created in the current session of Python. So now if I want to access the A value, I just need to supply key 1 because key 1 is the index here in the case of dictionary. So you can see if I run this key 1, I get the target, I get the output as A. Now let us create a similar dictionary like we have done in list so that we can understand how to traverse the dictionaries also. Now, as we are in notebook, we can go back to our previously created command and we can just replace it. So let's say you have a dictionary inside a dictionary, and inside this dictionary you have a key 1, like this is the index, this is the first key for the second dictionary, and it has a value of type list, and this time you want to extract this string target from this list. So how will you achieve that? So first of all, we need to go to the key 1. So when we run this part, okay, this is giving A because this variable value is not updated. So when I run this line, the D is updated. Okay, missed a comma here. So now you can see it got ran successfully. Now when I see the value of key 1, it is returning another dictionary which is inside the first dictionary. So in this dictionary, we want to extract the target. So to access the target, we need to specify again the key here. So I'm selecting key 2 here so that these values get returned as output. Now, as expected, the list is coming as output here. Now, if you want to access the target string here, just specify the index. The index of target string is 0, 1, 2. So as you can see, the target is coming as output. Now you can also print this output using this print function, but I won't be covering it again because we have already done it. Now coming to the fifth data type, which is tuple. Now the difference between tuple and list is that tuples are immutable. Once you have created a tuple, you cannot change its value. Now let me rerun this part because we are these tuples are mostly related to lists. So now we have a nest having this value, and if I try to replace the first element of this list to, let's say, 99, then you can see this first element of this list is replaced with 99. Earlier it was 1, now it is 99. But if I create a tuple, and to create a tuple, you just need to use a regular bracket. So let's say we have values 1, 2, and 3 here. And if you want to replace now to in tuples also, if you want to access these elements, you can use the index from 0 to n, where n is the total number of elements minus 1. So let's say if you want to access the first element which is present in this tuple, you just need to specify 0. But um, as we saw right here, if you want to replace the value to, let's say, 99, it will give you error because tuple object does not support item assignment. You can't change the values. So these are basically used in functions. If you are returning some value in the form of tuple, you can return it so that this could not be modified through some other subprogram. This is the usual use of tuple, but it could be used in other ways also based on your programming requirement. So that's the difference between tuple and list. Now moving forward to the next data type, which is set. Let me hide this. Now sets are again similar to list, but the only difference is that set will not hold duplicate values. So let's say we have a list like 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is a list. But if you want to create a set out of this, then you can use function set. Now when I run this part, you see I am getting only the distinct values out of this list. The other way to declare a set is, let's say you want to create a set, you can use this single curly brackets just like we did in dictionary, but instead of using the key value pair, you need to specify your data elements here. So let's say I'm putting 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now if I run this again, I will see all the distinct elements like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But even if I try to add 1 here and run this again, that 1 will be omitted because it is a duplicate here. I hope everything till here is clear. Now in these sets, we have a function which is add function. This add function could be used to add some more elements in this existing list of set. So if I try to add 6 here, then it will allow the addition of 6. But let's say if I want to add 2 here, we'll just skip that command because or either it will run it but not add 2 because this element 2 is already present in our set. Now till here we have covered all the data types, major data types which are used in Python. Moving forward, we will be going through the if statements and the for loop, which is the looping mechanism which is already there in Python. Okay, so in Python, you have one more data type which is Boolean. So let's say if I write 1 is less than 2, then this will return a true value. This is a Boolean data type. Now if I replace it with 1 is less than -1, then I will get a false. False in another Boolean data type which is already there in Python. Now if you want to use these in the if clause, you need to write if, let's say there is a condition which is true. If this condition is true, and it always will be because we have hard coded this to true, the below statement, which should have a proper indentation, will run. So let's say I write a statement here, print hello. Now since this condition is true, it will always print hello. You can replace this true with some other condition also, like 1 is less than 2. Since this condition is true, it will print the hello statement. Now this could be replaced with variables also based on your programming need. Now one more thing to note here is that while using Boolean expressions, you can combine the data using the and or keywords. So let's say if I want to combine this with 2 is less than 3. Now since both these conditions are true, it will again print hello. But let me make one of these conditions as false. You can see here now it didn't print anything because this condition failed. So let us make use of hello here, the or keyword here to satisfy this condition so that hello gets printed. Now let me write one more condition here which always remains true. Let's say I hard code true here. And if I run this condition, since we have used or keyword here, this condition has failed, but since this condition is satisfying, this part is printed. Now let's say if this condition also is falsified and you want to take care of some other condition, then you can use with proper indentation, you need to type elif. Now in Python, this indentation is very necessary. Otherwise, it will give you error. For example, if you print these in the same line, you will get an error because both of these are on same level. So to avoid these cases, just press the tab key on your keyboard so that the indentation error doesn't occur. Now let's say we have one more condition, 1 equals to 1. Now also note that in as it is in other languages also, to assign a variable to a value, we use a single equals to mark, but to compare two values, we use double equals to. So I have written one more Boolean condition here, like 1 equals to 1. This will always get satisfied. So, and we have also used one more keyword here, which is elif. Elif means else if. So if first it will check this condition, if it is satisfied, then good. Otherwise, it will move to the next block, which is the next elif. So let's say in this, you can see here in if statement, we have this condition, which is falsified. This one is also falsified. So it will not print hello. But we have used one more condition here which will be falsified because 1 equals to 1 is equals to 1, and we have used a not equals to operator here. So both of these conditions will fail and it will eventually run the last block of the if statement, which is else. Now if I run this part, oh, I missed this colon. So in if statement, these colons are also important. Wherever you write this if or else, you need to use the colon symbol also. So when these two conditions are falsified, only this block of the code got executed, and the output we got is by. So till here we have covered the basic data types and the if statement. In our next session, we will be covering the for loop, the lambda expressions, and how you can write the for loop in a single statement, and some advanced aspects of the basic Python will be covering in the next session. Thank you. Bye.